Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics. For this video, we're going to do some more work on the 80 Z28. I bought the gold one, this one, and this parts car as a package deal for $2 grand off a junkyard that's closing down. And we've been working on the gold one, if you've been following along. I'm still up in the air on this, whether I'm just going to abandon fixing this or not. The whole goal was to get the gold one in some type of condition to sell it as a roller, or get it running, or paint it up and do it all to it, but and then fix this one up for free with the profit. So this one's going to need a lot of work, like the gold one. Same type of parts, like headliner, carpet, core support. There's no fenders for this. Here's a front one for the gold. So we need fenders like this, or plain fenders, and buy the louvers and make them fit. That's a nose for the gold one. I got a nose here that's off the parts car that will probably work, should work, but we're missing the spoiler, bottom front spoiler. We're missing the sway bars broke. Rear sway bar on this is broke. Need that. The ground effects are all, well, we found one in the trunk, so 3 of the ground effect flares, fairings are missing. Tail lights, you know, those, you see the holes for them. Well, we got them all for the gold one, we just don't have them for this one. This one's, we don't know, I think that seat bottoms are rotted on that. But it's probably going to need door panels, seat work. There are, and everything's ripped apart. I gotta, you know, put all the dash and wiring and stuff back together like the gold one, which won't be that difficult since I just did the gold one. See, the headliner's in there, but it's so warped and screwed up. Need a steering wheel. That's like a truck steering wheel. So the good thing about this car is it's got a drivetrain in it, got an engine transmission, obviously a drive shaft. The gold one didn't come with a drive shaft, and the extra drive shaft I had from the white parts car, I sold it. I didn't want to, I was very hesitant. The guy bought the two rear ends off me from the yellow and the white one. He's like, oh, well, how much for a drive shaft? And I was going to say, no, I'm going to keep it. I should have. So anyway, I didn't want to rob parts off of this, but it looks like we're going to have to take the drive shaft out of this one for the gold one. So what to do with this? I don't, you know, watch this other YouTuber, I won't mention names, and the guy plays musical chairs with the engines and transmissions in all his cars, constantly swapping them around. Put one in, take it out, a week later put it in another one, put another one, just constantly swapping engines. And I was like, gee. I'm the opposite to that. Mainly, I don't have a nice shop, level, smooth floor to get the hoist in and out all the time. You know, you're constantly doing that. It's a struggle with a hoist, the way especially out here in the dirt, if I gotta pull an engine. Like this white Camaro here we're fixing to, not on this video, but I need the transmission out of that. Got no rear end in it, can't roll it up to the shop. There's no room in the shop to pull it anyway. So we got to do it right here. We got to pull the engine transmission out of that car right in the grass. And it's going to be, usually you would lift it out and then push the car backwards and then boom, load up, put it underneath or something, a cart, and lower it onto that. Well, we can't even do that with that one. Can't roll it backwards. So that's the extreme case of doing it. I don't like doing it. You know, once you put the engine transmission, you hook up all the wiring and exhaust and everything, and why would you want to pull it back out again? Jesus Christ. That guy drives me nuts, makes my head spin. So, I think if I pull the engine transmission out of this, that's it. It's going to be a parts car. You know, I'm kind of doing a boycott due to tariffs there. I'm stopping work on the 67 Camaro on the front end. I'm not buying all them parts. Front end parts went up $377 due to tariffs, and I'm just not doing it. We'll wait for the Supreme Court to see if they take off the tariffs or not, or if Congress does. It's just getting ridiculous, guys, and I'm really pissed off about it. We don't know how much of this stuff we got to buy. You know, most of this stuff we could probably find used. Fenders. See, this core support's wasted. We may take another one and try to fix it, but so I think that would be the if I have to pull this engine transmission out for another car, then that's it. It'll be a parts car. I'm gonna spend the time putting another one in there. So we already did a video on this and got it running. You know, bought it from the junkyard. He said it was running a couple years ago, and sure enough, it fired up. And after a little while, it run on its own gas that's at least 2 years old in the gas tank. So, but I didn't want to. We're going to put some fluid in here and see if the radiator leaks. Now, he said that there's water in the transmission. Don't know how it got there. But anyway, it moves. Put it into gear and it moved backwards and forwards. I don't think the brakes, I didn't check it that good, but they either don't work or don't work very good. So what we're going to do is, the battery cables are in the trunk. We're going to put a battery in the trunk. We're going to put a couple gallons of good gas in there, in the gas tank, and get this thing running again. Now, when it runs, it's all leaking from the headers. And it's hard to tell. I think, are they long? I thought they were long tube headers. Maybe they're not. But anyway, they are, I don't know if it's leaking from the collectors or from here, but they look old, rusty. Probably not that old, but it's all leaking from both sides, and you can't tell if the engine's making any noise. Valves are making noise or anything like that. So I got a sponsor sent me some headers. I was going to buy some, but they happened to email me right at the right time. I said, yeah, I could use a set of headers. So we'll go over it later, but Flashark. I'll put the information in the description below the video if you're interested. So we're going to get it running here, and we're going to attempt to drive it up to the shop, near the shop. I think we're just going to do all this on the grass. So we're going to either jack it up and put it up on ramps and get under there and take off the headers. We'll take off all the bolts here, cut it off down there somehow. And if we can get this area quiet and put on a pipe to the collector and maybe a muffler back, back here, so we can hear all this and make sure it's good. And then we'll probably take off these valve covers and make sure everything's open and closing the valves and everything's good on this. So then my option would be, there were a lot of comments on that last video on this, I'll use it for the 67, use it for the 81 gold one, I already kind of got an engine and that transmission in the white one, and then an engine out of an 89 van, which I'm already rounding up parts for. I got some headers and an intake and stuff for it. That's the power plant I'm going to put in the gold one. So the only option would be to put this one in the 67. But should I? Or should I just leave it in this car? And even if it stays in this car, we need to get it make sure it runs real good. Like I said, no noises or nothing. So that's what we're going to do. So that way I can think about an option. Leave it in here, or even if it runs shitty and something is wrong with the engine, we'll just leave it in this car. But if it runs perfectly and nothing wrong with it, then we may put it in the 67. So I bought oil filter, transmission fluid, all kinds of stuff. So that's what, and like I said, and the headers, and we're going to change all the fluids, see how bad that transmission fluid is. The only thing I didn't get was I bought all this stuff at Walmart. I didn't get a transmission filter and gasket. I could go up to AutoZone, O'Reilly's, and get one if they got it in stock. Last time they didn't, I don't think, for a Turbo 350. We're going to make sure what transmission this is. Probably a Turbo 350, but we'll tell by the pan. And who knows, with all this stuff on here, Holly carburetor and stuff, it could have an aftermarket transmission pan with a plug on it. So we can do that. So yeah, that's what we need to do. And then we got an option of putting this in the 67 or leaving it in here. Yeah, so yeah, what else did this? Yeah, this needed the rear. That's another thing I shouldn't have sold off that white Camaro, was the rear window trim. Now I need a set of trim for the rear window. The only ones I got are all bent up. I think this driver's, or the front, is good, or good enough. But yeah, I wouldn't mind fixing this up. Yeah, it'll need floors too, but I think it's more on the passenger side. It just need a lot of work, and I don't mind the labor, or if I got the parts, but it's buying all the other parts to finish it off and stuff, like I said, tail lights, stuff. Then he said he had a title for this one, and I went up there to get the title, and he's like, oh, well, the guy I got it from, he moved, but I'll still get it, and that was, a couple weeks ago. So I don't know if I'll ever get the title, and it's going to be hard for my title service place. They do local titles for Oklahoma, no problem, but they can't do out of state unless they have a printout of the title history and stuff. And I do it for Texas. I guess I could probably do it for North Carolina. But the 81 Gold and the 67 Camaro are both Texas cars, apparently, because there's no information in Oklahoma database on the 81 Gold. I went up there and asked him where he got it from, and I think I bought it here locally, so, but apparently it's probably Texas, but then again, it could be from out of state somewhere else. So I got to write to Texas, and then they send me information back, and then I give that to my title service, and then they can do it. They said they're not able to do it, just the owner of the car can or something. So anyway, that's what I'm going through right now. I've been dragging my ass on that, because once I get that information, give it to my title service place, it takes 3 months. And now the state of Oklahoma, because you used to just hand in that paperwork, and then you get your title in like a week, less than a week, 5 days. But now they changed it. And I'm sitting there waiting like 2-3 weeks for the title for my 78 hot rod Nova there. And I had to go down there to renew some tags, and I said, well, what's going on? Oh, it's a new state thing there. They got to check this and check that or something. I said, well, how long does it take? She goes, oh, I don't know, it's all new. So it took about another month, about 2 months total to get the title. Finally came in the mail. So that's five months altogether. So this whole doing the 81 Gold, selling it, then fixing this one, well, once it's fixed, once I put it up for sale, I gotta wait 5 months. So, you know, I either start work on this right away, and anyway. So, yeah, we'll check these tires. I think they're aired up. Yeah, I thought he said one went flat. That was low. Now we got to rebuild a hood, but anyway, I got a couple of hoods. We're not using this hood. We want to use the factory Z28 hood, but the other hood that came on this, I guess, is all rotted on the bottom. I'll show you that real quick while we're here. It may not have came off that car, I don't know. He'd give me this one anyway. See, this is the hood we want. But look at it. She's all rotted. So, I do have another plain hood without the scoop up by my shop. See, there's all holes and stuff in here. It's no good. Got a real nice hood for the gold one. That's the original hood for it. And then I got this hood here that came with this car. So we could use that one, but it's a lot of stripping and stuff to do on it. So anyway, it's going to be extra work getting a hood together for that as well. And I think these were the wheel wells that I got with one of them. I think they were in the parts car, rotted. These aren't from, I don't think these are from that subscriber I got. So wheel wells may be a story too, because I need 2 for the gold one, then I'll need 2 for this one. They're $100 each. So, you know, then wheels and tires. We got, all the tires are shot on these rims. I got a set of rims, but I had to buy tires, and I gotta buy a lot of stuff. And I'm just pissed off about buying parts right now. So, but anyway, let me go get a battery, put it in the trunk, put some gas in it, pour some gas down the carburetor, get this thing fired up, put some air in this tire, and see if we can drive it. Drive it up there and get it up on jack stands. We got all this wiring and gauges and stuff in the way there. It's kind of hard to sit in there, and that ratchet shifter there, so trying to shift it and work the gas and all brakes and all that is a little difficult. But anyway, I'll be back, and we'll get this thing running. Like I said, it sounds good. Carburetor even idles and everything. It sounds good. We had to rig up this seat spring on here and everything, because a little vice grip there, because none of this lined up. So, and that spring also is one of mine. It didn't have a return spring on it. I don't know how the hell they were driving it. And so anyway, and I noticed there's no kickdown for the transmission. We'll have to see about that as well. There's a bunch of things we got to check on this. And that's the only other. I didn't buy any tune-up stuff yet. Mainly for the other engine. I want to put in spark plugs and wires and all that stuff. These look pretty good, and it started right up, but I'm not going to worry about it for this. I'm just thinking ahead for the other engine. I'm going to need all that stuff. So, okay, well, yeah, let me do that, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, I got it up here. No brakes whatsoever. I just filled up. The back was empty of brake fluid. Filled it up. Took about a half a gallon of water. Fill up the radiator. It's flowing. It took a while for it to run and idle. Started up, and it kept dying like it was out of gas. And finally it kept starting, but it wouldn't idle, and it would just die. So it's very, very cold natured. So yeah, I couldn't drive it with holding the camera and everything. I'm gonna try to plus the damn shifter, ratchet shifter, you can't, you know, it rolls real good in reverse. You put it in reverse and it starts moving, and to get that fucking ratchet shifter into park, you've gone 20 feet. Forward it drags a little bit, so it might be the brakes. It'll move, but you have to give it a little bit of gas to keep moving. So I can stop that way. And then same thing, when you're in drive and you go to put it in park, well, you got to hit neutral or reverse, and it starts rolling in reverse, and you got to keep ratchet shifting that damn thing. So it's kind of dangerous with no brakes. And anyway, got the battery in there. I might try to drive it around here. Let it warm up real good and see if those leaks quiet down a little bit. They seem quieter than last time. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, guys, it's gutless. Like it's out of time or something, although it seems to idle good. Neither door closes. Been trying to I think we're gonna let her dangle like that. I just did a lap around here, barely made it. It's just, let me see here. Come on. Right. It rolls real good in reverse. Damn thing. Starting to roll forward, see, but it won't. You gotta give it gas and it won't. Give it too light a, shoot a big old flame out the carburetor. See, it just kind of rolls to a stop by itself. That door's all loose, windows banging around. Adjustable coil overs or whatever on it, adjusted all the way to the ground, so you'll start banging here where it goes over some rocks. Right there, see? We'll see if we can adjust it a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna end up breaking that glass as I drive. Drives like a wheelbarrow, right to the ground. See it? It just doesn't go. They're sputtering a little bit. Slow and drive. Yeah, something's wrong with it. But anyway, she's rolling better now, but still in drive. Down when you see the flame. I just running out of gas or something. I think there's something wrong with that. You gotta put some power steering fluid in it. Leaking in here somewhere. Starts right up in idles, but you punch it and it just dies. I don't know. Could be, you know, fuel filter or something to do with the carburetor. I don't know. We'll have to see. A stock mechanical pump on it. We don't know where the fuel filter is on these. Whether it's like a Rochester in here or something. And it's kind of shitty looking line. Yeah, we don't know. But even if it did Well, we can only test it when it's idling. We can't punch it when it's driving because of it you can't stop it. Punch it and it starts going. You never run into something. I said both doors don't close. So I don't know. Let me mess with it a little bit more. That power steering pump's all crooked. That's probably why it's squawking. No, it's out of fluid. Put a little fluid in there and I don't know. See if I can figure out where the filter is. Maybe the filter's clogged or something. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I just run the block number, which is back here, 14010207. Comes out to an 80 to 85 350 2 or 4 bolt. So this being an 80, probably original engine. Under the alternator, I guess, is it the head? Right there, that number there. The last three say AAF, and according to one site, that's a 76 350. So I don't know. But anyway, nothing special block wise, but you know, it sounds like it might have a cam in it. Got a Holly. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I got a whole bunch of jugs of gas. They are a few months old, but they should be good. I'm thinking this must have had, I put one of them in there, it must have been at least 4 gallons of good gas in there in the tank, but we don't know how much was in the tank beforehand. Could have been another 4 gallons old gas. It does stink like old gas still, so I'm thinking that's why it's running shitty and blowing flames and all that. So I'm gonna jack this up right here and take off the rubber hose that goes, you know, from doing the gold one. It's got a metal hose here, and then a rubber hose, and then another metal. So we're going to disconnect that rubber hose right there and put a hose into a fresh can of gas and let it run. And that way it'll eliminate, we'll see how it runs. And we can tell just by it. Don't have to be in gear driving it. We can just romp on it. And if it doesn't, if it sputters and all that, we know it's something else other than bad gas. But I would bet it's bad gas. But we'll try to eliminate that first. So yeah, let me get a jack out here. Here's the transmission kickdown. It's busted right there. So yeah, it doesn't, no big deal. But yeah, that's where that is. Okay, well, yeah, let me jack it up. I'd like to see underneath here, see if we can adjust the coilovers, get it up instead of flat on the ground. Just okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I'll just show you underneath here. You have the positive cable zip tied up there. Anyway, I took that loose, but it's all flattened right here. This line looks okay from there. I don't know what happened. So maybe it's not getting enough gas, but some dribbled out of there and it stunk. So anyway, I'm gonna grab a gas line from there and put it to a fresh jug. These coilovers, they bolt in like right here, like a shock. And I don't know, I can't bend this thing on the camera very good. I don't know, is that the bolt you adjust for the coilover? Because right now it's right to the ground, but I don't know how to adjust them. Anyway, let me get a gas line here, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I cut that end off. I started putting a screwdriver down here try to widen it out, but I thought, nah, I can't. It's too messed up. So from here back, it's okay. We'll just make a longer hose to reach the other end. Anyway, we got fresh gas here, and we'll give it a shot. Probably gonna take a little bit to get the gas up there. Bunch of gas drained out of it. Okay guys, put a bunch of transmission fluid in there and revved it up, and almost a full can of carb choke cleaner. It's not popping and flaming anymore, but it's oh, there it goes. Popped again. It wouldn't open when I floored it. 4-barrel. No, I don't know, guys. Well, that's a carburetor, or the timing. Yeah, originally put some transmute. This fan really blows some air. And I went to pour some transmission fluid and it blew it all over the distributor. Yeah, it could be distributor cap could be corroded up. So I don't know. Oh, I'd like to get it running the best I can, but I don't know. I got a new distributor, but it's for the other engine. I don't really want to take the cap off and put it on this one. I guess I could, but that'd be the easiest to check first. Would be distributor cap, spark plugs. Make sure it's firing on every, that duct tape. It could be burnt. One of the wires could be burnt here. That one looks like it's. Oh yeah, that one's all loose. Yeah. I think I got a new set of wires that I got for another car. That's what it needs. It needs a good tune-up. Plugs, wires, cap, and put all that on there. And if it still does it, it's got to be the carburetor or the timing. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't think the new gas did it much good. Maybe a little bit, but okay. Well, I'll do that. If I don't have the parts, I'll have to go down to AutoZone there tomorrow. Yeah, these could be all burnt and not connecting in there or something. They seem all loose. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys. Turn it off for a minute. All these header bolts were loose except this one. I didn't try that one. That one was tight and the rest were just hand tight. So I tighten them up, it's actually a lot quieter. You can hear something in here, just, I don't know if it's the cam or not. But anyway, I don't know if you've seen underneath there. It's just a little muffler and a little pipe stuck. It's just a couple of feet back from the collector there. It's just like the muffler only comes out to about here. That's all I was going to do, just put on a little pipe and a muffler just to get the noise away from the engine. If you look at these gaskets here, I don't know what kind of gasket that is, but it's pretty damn thick. All these bolts were tight. I took off each spark plug wire and inspected it. It seems to be okay. They're not burnt through or nothing, but the plugs are really rusty and probably pretty old. Could just be a spark plug. Yeah, I could just get a set of spark plugs for now and see. And then I was going to take out the distributor cap and see how the stuff was on that. I hooked the gas back up to the gas tank, so it's doing the same thing. Okay, well, that's about as far as I got right now. I think in the morning I'll probably go get some spark plugs, put them in, test it, and may have to, I could probably just clean that cap, just take it off and clean the points up a little bit there, the contacts, and go from there. See, I'll try to adjust the timing after that, and if not, it's gonna have to probably be that carburetor, but that carburetor just seems to idle real smooth and everything. But anyway, I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'll show you the headers and Flashark. Okay, like I said, I'll put all the information in the below the video. So there's all the bolts, collector gaskets, header gaskets, everything you need. And I already took one out to eyeball it, and it does look like, let me get this out real quick. It looks like it's exactly the same, so it should fit. They're supposed to fit a whole bunch of cars. But yeah, we'll put these on eventually. Some other ones are all rusty. See, this one I set right here. Pipes look exactly the same. Okay, we just want a pipe and a little muffler on the end of there, get the noise away so we can hear. It's actually a lot quieter now. I knew it'd get quieter once it run for a little bit, and then with them bolts tight, but it's still a little bit of a leak. So this one, yeah, that looks like it'll fit too. So yeah, we'll do the tune-up stuff first, like I said, and then after that, we'll put these headers on there. We'll get her up on, see, I don't think it'll really have enough power to drive it up on the ramps. It's gonna put them on 2 little ramps there and drive it up there. But actually, there's not much under there to disconnect. You know, I thought it was going to have the whole exhaust system on this car, but it's not. So I don't have to really cut anything. If it's bolted here, just unbolt them 3 bolts, take out that little pipe and muffler, and swap headers and bolt it back up. So it should be pretty easy. But like I said, we'll do the tune-up stuff first and then the headers, and we'll go from there. Okay. Yeah, I spent close to $200 today at Walmart. Got 2 things of transmission fluid, 2 things of oil, a couple of oil filters, brake fluid, spray paint, gasket sealer, thinner. They did have a gallon of thinner. It's weird because one guy told me they only sell quarts now. Yeah. So yeah, still spending money, but okay. Yeah, I think I'll change the oil on that. I might. I didn't want to leave it right there. You know, my dog's blind, so she might bump into it. I mowed this little area here. I thought about pulling it in here. I might pull it in here and see if we can get it up on the ramps, and then change the oil right now, and then in the morning go get some spark plugs and stuff. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, went down to AutoZone and got some stuff. They didn't have a distributor cap, but these are the spark plugs I'd like to use. They are Bosch 6712. And why? Because they're shorter than the factory ones, which are great for headers. So there's a factory one. You can see where it threads in. See how much shorter they are? So they, you know, some of the factory ones, they weren't hitting the header, but they were pretty damn close. So you can just tell by this one here. I've already replaced these 4 here. Fixing to do the other side. And see, this one would be fine. But there's just a couple of them, like right there. It's just about. So anyway, it would burn off your spark plug boots. So anyway, that's why I use them Bosch ones. And they're Bosch Platinum, $5.99 each. About the going rate. Okay, so here's the old ones. They don't look that bad, although, you know, I did spray some, put some transmission fluid and stuff down the carburetor. Could have cleaned them off a little bit. They don't look too bad at all, but you can tell they're old, rusty stuff. So they could be good. I don't know. Anyway, fix and do the other side, and then we're getting a late start in the day. It's going to be dark here in an hour or so. We'll have to get the lights out and jack it up. I'd like to get the headers off tonight, but we'll see. So if I put the spark plugs in and fire it up, let it run for a while, well, we're going to have to let it sit for a while, so I can't work on hot headers. Let it cool off. But that's the plan anyway. Change the plugs, start it up. If it's still got something, we'll try a distributor cap to clean it up. He said he could have got one today, later on in the day, as I went down there in the morning. But I said, nah, let's just hold off. Don't know why they wouldn't keep one in stock, but so yeah, that's the plan. So let me put the rest of these plugs in and we'll go from there. Okay guys, I got the distributor cap loose. It doesn't look that bad. Usually they're gunked up with white battery acid looking stuff on there. So we can clean up this contact a little bit, but the rotor. But I think it's all right. Doesn't look that old. Should. Anyway, I got all the plugs in, and I'll put the cap on. We'll give it a shot. I think I'm gonna say, I didn't want to. I said in the beginning of this video, I don't like to rob parts off this to put on another one if I'm going to build this one eventually. I don't like playing musical chairs with engines and any other parts, but we may on the gold Z28, this where this connects to, the tabs, it's not in there. I don't know if they're broken off and they're not in there, so I'm thinking of changing the wiper motor over, swap them over. This is that, if you watch that last video on the gold one, this goes to the factory tachometer. But see, we don't know what goes from here to the tach on the distributor. I don't know if there's another wire, but there's nothing he's got connected here. This is just the battery here, and then the tach would connect here. It says it right on top, right here, battery and tach. So he doesn't have that, well, he doesn't even have the gauges in there. But factory wise, there has to be a little extension from there over to here. But it's not on this one, and it's not on the gold one. So we don't know what to do about that yet. No big deal. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention that as we go along. Okay, yeah, let me put that cap on there and booster jump box on the battery, and we'll see if we can fire up. Okay guys, it cranked. First crank, fired right up. Yeah, it sounds like something's clicking over there. Right in there, something's clicking. Anyway, the got the wrong distributor cap or something. There's a little notch on the bottom of the distributor cap to click it in. The notch on the distributor is right here, but for the cap it's over here. So either the cap's 180 out, and this is in the wrong spot. It's got to be over here or something. But it kind of went on there flat and tightened down the screws, and it fired up. But yeah, something's wrong. Wrong cap or 180 out. This is supposed to be pointing over there. It's supposed to be here. But anyway, yeah, this is made in USA, so it's probably the original Delco Remy coil. This is where the coil is, under here. And they changed the cap and did a 180 out. I guess, I don't know. Or could they have done that? Because the cap, no, I don't think they could have, because the cap has that there. Anyway, yeah, the little notch is right here, and there's no notch on the distributor for it. Anyway, it fires up. Wrote down the firing order and where the plug wires go, and just in case I've come across that so many times. Usually the 5 and the 7 are crossed, but it's all, the firing order is all on the right, plugs are in the right spot. So yeah, I don't know. The only other thing I found is this fuel pump. This is the return line here. It's cut right there. So it's supposed to, this is the wrong fuel pump. It's supposed to have another line coming off that goes into the return. Then this line here goes up to the carburetor. And I don't know where the fuel filter is on these. I haven't looked. I don't know, is there one in here and here? probably is. But anyway, let me take this valve cover off, see if there's anything loose over here, and then later on we'll jack it up on stands or jack stands or ramps, and a couple of ramps there, and we'll take them headers off. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got the valve cover off. Check it out. It could be an exhaust leak. Getting oil up there anyway. We're all moving. It could be an exhaust leak. It just sounds like it's coming from in here somewhere. I didn't feel any of these excessively loose. Yeah, I need to. I should have changed the oil already, but gotta jack it up to do that. Yeah, it was full, but it's black, as you can see. And then you can see a better look at these gaskets they got on there. Looks like they got about 10 gaskets. There's something weird. Well, anyway, put the valve cover back on, and we'll jack her up in the air, change the oil, and take them headers off. Either tonight or tomorrow morning. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got her up in the air a little bit. So this is all they had on there. It's just bolted to the collectors. Hopefully mine are, the new headers are the same. They should be. Yeah, that's all they had. It seems to be welded up good, but these bolts were just in there finger tight. It had to have been loose and leaking and stuff. So yeah, you know, we got new gaskets, new bolts, everything. So as long as that's the same. So we're gonna do this side first. Let's take off these header bolts, and they should pop up through the top. Okay, it's really close to the firewall. That top bolt was a pitch to get at. But anyway, let me, yeah, this oil dipstick is right in the way. We may be able to get it over top of that, but anyway, we'll see. Basically just these bolts here, pull it and lift it up. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, here's the old headers. You see, I don't know if that's a whole bunch of gaskets or what, but anyway, don't know if they were leaking. The collectors here and gasket and everything's the same as this, so we can bolt this up to the new header. So that'll go in the shit pile. And then the, yeah, it just lifted out. Just lifted up over spark plugs and the oil dipstick there. So yeah, let me clean this up a little bit. Some sandpaper, blow it off with some air. And then we'll, looks like he's got the wires protected pretty good. That's the wire, goes all the way to the trunk. And this one comes up to here, I guess. Yeah, Yeah, let me clean that up a little bit. And then we'll slip this new header on there with a new gasket and bolt that up to that. And that should solve any leaks on this side. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, got this side on. Real easy to do. And it's a little bit away from the firewall there. The other one's a lot closer. So these ones seem to fit real good. And yeah, everything, well, you probably can't see too good, but anyway, I think I tucked that muffler up higher than the other one was. So anyway, we'll do the other side now. I'm tempted to start it up because that's where the leak was coming from, over in that back corner. And but we'll do the other side, because if I start it up now and test it, this side here will get all hot. Okay, this side pretty much the same way. It should come right out the top. The only thing that's, we'll have to take this apart, but this power steering pump is all crooked real bad, so we got to kind of take all that apart anyway. Really, you would just take off that bolt there and that one, but we'll see what happens, see if it springs back. We'll have to fix that at some point. Might as well do it now. Yeah, I think that's about it. We'll just undo these bolts and it should slide out. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, let's change the oil. You can see she's black. Did tend to be 40. No problem with this header, but I guess the other one wasn't. Usually the driver's side is curved different, but the old one wasn't. It was curved like the other side, I guess. So the muffler, it's bent like that. So I'm gonna have to cut it, put it up, and weld in a piece there to get it tucked up under the floor. But for now, we can test it like that. See if there's any noise or anything. Okay, not sure about the transmission fluid. What I want to do with that yet. I don't know. Could just disconnect these lines here and start it up and let it all flow out and then put in new stuff. But I got a filter and gasket. But anyway, I'll figure out later what I want to do with that. Let me come back and we'll test fire it and see if there's any noises. Okay guys, I got the headers on there. There's I have to take this valve cover off as well. I think it's something in here. Could be the distributor making a noise. And this one sounds like an exhaust leak still. But it can't be. I wonder if it's this distributor. See, I thought it was sounded here, but now it's sounding more up here. I'm wondering if it's because that cap's the wrong cap and that the rotor's hitting something. So something's going on, but it sounds like up in here from both sides. You stand here and it sounds like it's here. Stand over there, it sounds like it's in here. It sounds like in the distributor, you can feel it in the distributor. I wish I had another cap, a good one. Maybe I'll run down and get a cap. Well, he doesn't have it in stock. I don't know. Okay, well, those are the headers. Remember, it's Flashark. All the information is in the description below the video. Fit real good in there. So if you need a set to fit like I said, they fit some other cars too, Malibu and something else. But anyway, okay, let me figure out what to do. I'll be back. Well, guys, it was Distributor. So I had a new distributor here. I noticed it's supposed to be pointing here. Well, it was over there. So yeah, I put it around, and sure enough, it clicked in the spot. And seems to be okay now. We gotta do something with the power steering though. Like that. Yeah, that was it. So yeah, there was making a noise in there. Seems to be all right now. Yeah, the chrome started peeling off when before I took this valve cover off. I was blowing all the rat shit and stuff out of there, leaves, and it's just started blowing the chrome off the valve covers. So whatever we do with this engine will need new valve covers. Yeah, well, let me try to line this power steering pump up better. I put this deal on, but I didn't bolt it in there. I got the bolt right here. We need to move it around, and it's all loose. So I'll mess with that for a little while. I can go in for some lunch and let it cool off. And come back out here, try to adjust that, and see if we want to change that transmission fluid. See if it is actually milky. I didn't think it was when I checked it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I aligned the power steering pump up a little bit better. Just put a spacer in here. I disconnected the transmission lines from the cooler here, and that's what come out of it. I just let it run for a minute, and yeah, I don't know what the deal is there. So proper way to do it would be take out the transmission so you could take the torque converter out and dump it all and clean it, but we're not doing that now. So I'm gonna blow out this cooler here with some air and reconnect the lines and fill it up with transmission fluid. It'll be a lot better than that. We're not driving it on the road or nothing. So if we use this to swap into 67, then we'll have to take it all apart and clean all this old shit out of there. And it's got steel lines going to almost the transmission, then they got about that much rubber connected to transmission, so that's no good over there. So whenever I pull the engine transmission out of that white 77, we'll have to take the lines out Well, we'll probably have to use the lines for that one, but anyway, we need a set of steel lines from the transmission up. Can't use them rubber lines up there. They'll end up breaking or something there. Okay, well, let me do that. And now I'm gonna let it run for a while, warm up, and then we're gonna romp on it, just sitting here like this. Well, first I gotta cut that muffler and bend it up. Basically, I want to drive it around, but I want to make sure there's no hesitations like there was, no bogging down, no flame shooting up. We can adjust the timing a little bit to try that, but you know, we need to fix everything first before messing with the timing. And I'm going to try to bleed these brakes here. I got my air bleeder thing there. We'll try to get some type of brakes on the front. Just driving this up here, see, it's starting to roll better now. It was just probably from sitting all them times, so now it's rolling. So it was rolling up here, and I couldn't ratchet it enough to stop it. And then it was about to hit my Corvette, and I turned off the key. Luckily it stopped, and the key ignition worked to shut it off, or else I would have hit my Corvette. So we can't drive it around with no brakes with that ratchet shifter. I don't feel like changing shifters over. That's another thing we'll get out of that white Camaro, is the factory shifter and cable and linkage. But then again, we'll probably have to use that for this. I don't think the proper linkage, everything for the linkage, I don't think is on that shifter cable. But anyway, for now, we got to stick with this ratchet shifter. So if I can bleed the front brakes a little bit and get some fluid, get it to stop a little bit. The emergency brake does not work in this. It's disconnected. The cables are connected from the rear end, goes up, but the main cable which it connects is all missing. Everything's just hanging down there. So anyway, can't use the emergency brake. So yeah, let me do that. Let me change some fluid, try to bleed the front brakes, and then we can maybe drive it around here. That way I can really romp on it and see if it's got some power and stuff. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, well, I can't bleed the brakes. The brake bleeders busted off on both of them. They're right there. So they've been collecting water for years, and rust welded right on there. So yeah, this will need calipers. I got, with this Camaro and that Camaro, I got two sets of rims. They're the same, right? Two wide ones, probably 10-inch, and then two smaller ones for the front. Now this set on this car are 14-inch. The other set, which is identical, are 15-inch. Now these two wide tires on the back are holding the air, but they are rotted pretty bad. This one, I don't know what's up with the rear end here, but it's been scraping. It's all gouged up. And this one here, you can see it's about to split apart. It's junk, but it's holding air. So I'm gonna try to clean up these rims, and those tires are gonna be very expensive. What are they, 195? No, 245, 60, 14. The other ones on the 15-inch are like 195, 50. They're very expensive. So we're gonna see if we can clean this rust up next on another video, not now, and see how good we can get them. If it won't clean up, we'll just paint them black, sand it all and paint it black. And because I ordered, now this tire's holding there, but it's all split apart, and the other one that's off the car is flat and really bad. So these are $195 7014. I ordered 2 new ones. They were like $51 each. And you can see all these all splitting apart here. So we'll have 2 new front tires, and we're not going to be driving it anytime soon because I'll have to wait 5 months for a title. So I may sell in between that. So yeah. So anyway, I got some junk tires. See, we can't use these the tires that came with Bumblebee, little teeny 14-inch skinny rims. Was going to put them on here, and then I thought, you know, it's going to look just as stupid on here as it did on Bumblebee. So yeah, I got some lug nuts because it takes some long, deep lug nuts. And then this one just had junk odd tires on it, like this one here. So I got a couple of them, and we'll just put some junk tires on this one before we put it back there. Yeah, these lug nuts are I don't know, we had like 2 on each one. I ordered a set of these. So I have new lug nuts, new chrome or black rims, 2 new tires, and we'll put all them on the gold one. And then the other set of 15s needs all 4 tires. I don't even think the back ones hold air. And I'm not buying them big wide ones, I don't think. But anyway, those would be for this one. Okay, so I just thought I'd mention that. I'm gonna try to adjust this. See how this coilover thing adjusts. Like I said, it's hitting the ground, so see if there's an adjustment to it while I got it up in the air and the tire off. And yeah, these ball joints here have been changed at some point, but those look old, cracked. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, these coilovers are QA1, I guess, you know, name brand. I figured probably had to turn this. I don't know how good you can see it. It's got little holes in there. So I googled it, video come up. You need 2 spanner wrenches. So there's this big long, looks like an oil filter wrench, goes and moves that to move it up, and then you need the other wrench to bring this bottom thing up to that and lock it. But yeah, I don't have no spanner wrenches, and I don't even know how you would do that with this in the way. You take it all apart to friggin' raise it. So I don't think I'll be able to. Yeah, see, there's a notch right there for it. Yeah, I don't know. The top mounts like a regular shock, and then the bottom has this little deal there, so those aren't adjustment areas. Yeah, well, doesn't look like we can adjust them. I'll probably have to do away with them, you know, if I keep this car. If I sell it as is or part it out, I don't care. But yeah, she's lowered all the way down, so it needs to be compressed up. Okay, well, probably nothing I can do about that. Like I said, I'm just gonna cut that there and bend that up. Just put a little weld there to hold this up, and we'll have to take this apart and weld it up solid at some point, but not right now. So yeah, ain't much I can do other than that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I had it idling and it started idling real rough. There's a whole bunch of gas coming out of here. So I kind of tapped it a little bit and it stopped. But yeah, she's still bogging down. It idles great, but yeah, something's wrong with that carburetor. So the air's fine, but so I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm not that great on rebuilding carburetors, so see it? See all the gas coming out? Yeah, see it? Yeah, it needs to be rebuilt. So I don't know, can't really test it, see how much power it's got and everything. It's just bogs down and flooding out. Okay, well, I'll be back. Okay guys, I think we're gonna leave the video at that. Not much I can do with it unless I can find a local guy to rebuild that carburetor, or get another one, but I'd rather put that one on. It's already set up. I don't have to buy adapters and all that stuff and redo the fuel lines if I put on a quadrajet, but who knows? We don't need that now. So we learned a lot more on the engine. We got some headers on, fixed all them leaks, and had to do that distributor cap 180 out. So it sounds pretty good. Sounds like a good engine, just got carb problems. But do I want to swap this engine transmission in the 67? Probably not. I'd rather have you know, an old 327 or a 350 or something like that in there, not a 80s era smog thing. I like one that was pretty, like, more recently rebuilt. You know, I'm not spending thousands of dollars having an engine rebuilt and everything for it. So we're gonna have to wait for a good running engine. The way this is now, it's good enough for this car, be good enough for the gold car, but not for the 67. The 67 is just gonna look friggin' brand new when I'm done with it, and I just don't want to. I want to have some power to it, and so we learned a lot more on the engine anyway. Fixed a few things, found out more rigged up stuff here with the transmission lines and the stuff like that. So we kind of know what to do if we, you know, just stuff to add to the list if we're gonna bring this back to life, which I guess it's just gonna go on the back burner because we don't know what's gonna happen here with the tariff situation and everything, and could find another parts car with a, you know, I need a parts car with a good front end and good interior, but be real hard to find. So anyway, yeah, tell me what y'all think there in the comments, and remember the Flashark headers there if you need some headers that fit. Check out their site there, they got a lot more stuff on there too, car parts and stuff. Oh, I think this radiator's probably leaking too, but I've got a couple of spare aluminum radiators, and a radiator and condenser came with that car. Don't know if it's any good. It looked good, but yeah, it looks like it's leaking down here. So that radiator's probably no good. Core support's no good. It's, you know, there's no AC condenser in it. Well, this I think we can round up and repair one to put in the evaporator and all that. But then we need all the lines and all that stuff to possibly put all the AC together. You know, they're going to make a race car out of it, so they deleted all that. But anyway, we learned more on it. We're going to rob the tires and rims off of it for now. Oh yeah, I'll probably take that wiper motor off, like I said, and swap it over. I don't know why them little things here are off the other one. So yeah, I hate to do it, but yeah, we're going to rob a couple little pieces off of this and put some junk tires on it. Replace the junk tires with some more junk tires. And just keep adding to the list of stuff I would need to bring this back to life, but I just don't know. Okay, well, I think that's all for now. So subscribe if you haven't, like, comment, share, all that stuff, and we'll see you next video back on the 81. We're going to finish off the interior and possibly put them wheels and tires on it, clean them wheels up, see what they look like. So stay tuned for that. And then we'll get this 89 Chevy van engine. And like I said, I got the headers and intake. I do have a carburetor, one of them Chinesium Quadrajet knockoffs. Still got one left, and we'll get to this stuff too. So okay, well, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next video.